Yes, everybody. How are we all doing? Hope we're all good. Hope everybody's had a good day. And I mean, where do you start, people? Still no striker. Still no Victor Gyökeres at this club. Still none of this. None of this. Still. Nothing. What is happening? What is happening at my football club? What the hell is happening? Still no Eze. And, you know, what I'm hearing today in the last few hours from Fabrizio Romano, I'm embarrassed, people. I'm embarrassed to call myself an Arsenal fan right now. I feel embarrassed that this is my club, that I literally they're belittling somebody yet again. Not just for the first time. This club do this every time. We're belittling Sporting Lisbon. They're telling us what they want, and we can't even meet their valuation. We can't even get there. But yet we'd rather sign a player what cannot even get into a Chelsea team. And on that, by the way, with all these top gooners, apparently Chelsea Football Club, well, they're in the mud. They're scrubs. Chelsea are not our rivals. Chelsea are not big enough. No, Chelsea don't enter Arsenal's conversation. It's in a different conversation when it comes to Chelsea and Arsenal. Well, why the hell do we keep signing Chelsea players? So all these top gooners, you know, these fans what just love everything Arteta does, says and wants, same as a club. They're always saying, no, Chelsea, nah, not in our conversation, bro. They don't even come into our conversation. Chelsea are scrubs. Chelsea are finished. They don't, you know, they're not good enough. We ain't got to worry about Chelsea, but yet they big up every Chelsea player and we keep signing. So these fans literally contradict themselves all the time. You can literally pick it up all the time. You always see things and you think you're contradicting yourself all the time. And it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing that some of these fans we've attracted. It really is. It really is that we've got these fans a part of Arsenal. Because some of them are not even fans, people. Julian Portilla. Hello, Julian. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Please smash up the likes and subscribe if you already haven't. Hope you're having a good day or wherever you are part of the world. Karen Baptiste, sup, bro? I'm good, thank you, Karen. Please smash up the likes and subscribe if you already haven't. I'm trying to get to this 400 subscribers, people. And yet, I just don't get it. Why the hell are we still to this day, 3 years, people, 3 years, we have not seen one striker at Arsenal Football Club. We carry on with our seasons without a striker. We do not have a striker at this football club. And we've done something yet again. Repeat. Same mistake over and over again. We've gone to Chelsea and we've funded their window. We've literally helped Chelsea before we've helped ourselves, people. We've gone to Chelsea and gave them more money because, my personal opinion, Chelsea need a goalkeeper and a centre-back. They're so stacked up front, stacked in the wing positions, they've got a decent midfield. So we'd rather go to Chelsea Football Club and top them up like we do every window than sign a striker for our football club. We've gone all out on Madueke. Gone all out, and yet we're now refusing to get this Gyökeres over the line. What the hell? What the hell is happening with this club, man? I've supported Arsenal Football Club for 33 years, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to see what is happening. What is going on, man? Why the hell is Arsenal doing this? It's embarrassing. Fans from other clubs, you know, all over the world, all talking about it. All right, let's just read some of these out. Karan, what we're doing, bro? Just talking about Arsenal and football. Karan, going to fall. Just go to sleep, dude. You look tired as AF. Yeah, well, it's night time here, pal. So I've been up all day since this morning. Karen, it's what we're talking about: Arsenal Football Club and football. In your terms, if you're American, soccer, and my owner Stan Kroenke and Josh Kroenke, who are Americans. Karen, we talking football? Yes, Karen. Why are you trying to sound like Simon from American Idol? You mean maybe Simon Cowell? I'm not trying to sound like anybody. I'm just being myself. Karen, wait, you talking about football or soccer? Football, but in American terms, soccer. Going for dude sounds like Simon from American Idol. No, he doesn't. He's talking about American football. No, I'm not talking about American football at all. I'm talking about football, English football, Arsenal Football Club. Karen Van Sir, little bro. He sounds just like Simon. Karen, I think he sniffed Arana Grande. Yeah. I knew you were tired. Go to bed, bro. It's not healthy. Thank you very much. Brother, you look like a football coach. Well, I'm no football coach to start with. That's one thing I'm not. I ain't no football coach. But I'm talking about Arsenal Football Club, people. And if you're not bothered about talking about it, then that's fine. But big up to anybody who's in the chat, as long as you keep it clean and there's no stupidity, words or anything like that. I don't mind anyone jumping in chat. So, yeah. And America, what happened in Texas, God bless. I mean, that's so bad. That is bad as anything. Very bad. And I hope things get better and, families can get their lives back together, hopefully. So, the thing is, guys, is that it's just, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't get it. What's happening in my club? I'm embarrassed. Right now to the assembled. Thank you. Decent one. Assembled. How are you, my friend? Hope you are well. What is happening at Arsenal Football Club, bro? What is happening? I'm embarrassed, assembled. I can honestly say right now I'm embarrassed to be an Arsenal fan with what I've just seen recently in last 2 or 3 hours with Fabrizio saying that Arsenal are just not budging. They're not willing to go to what Sporting value their player, what they need. I don't get it. How can you not have a striker for 3 seasons and you've literally got one of the best strikers in the world asking to play for your football club, literally begging for you to sign him, and we would rather top Chelsea up yet again. We give money to Chelsea to sign them players. We are making them stronger. They assembled nothing. Matt, the money, you're only embarrassed to be an Arsenal fan right now. You just started watching it the last week. Well, let me just tell you this, Matt, the money. I was watching Arsenal when we was beating Sheffield Wednesday in the Coca-Cola Cup. I was watching Arsenal when Alan Smith / Smudger was scoring a brilliant goal against Parma. I was watching Arsenal in the 97-98 FA Cup final when Mark Overmars and Nicolas Anelka scored the goals. I have seen doubles, league titles, FA Cups. I have seen everything with Arsenal. I remember the 71 Charlie George lying on the ground, the 1971 FA Cup final against Liverpool. Do you remember all these things? Right now, you just started watching in the last week. I've been watching Arsenal for years. I've been an Arsenal fan for 33 years. That's what is embarrassing. What about the accused rapist that's been playing for you since? What's that got to do with me? I don't know. I can't stand him. And if Arsenal had anything to do with it, then shame on them. And whoever did know about it at Arsenal Football Club needs to get the fuck out of this club. Needs to be sacked. Needs to be gone. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyone who knows about that Arsenal Football Club needs going. Needs getting out of this club. Absolutely. And that player, who I'll try not to mention his name again, he can just literally rot. I couldn't give a shit about him. Couldn't give a shit about him. He's nothing to do with me personally. Now I know about it. Get out this club. I can't stand him. What an idiot. What a scumbag. Thomas P. No way. No way. Doing what he's done is wrong on all levels. Very bad, disgusting, and he deserves to just literally take his punishment. Absolutely. So, and going back to what you said before, I've been watching Arsenal for 33 years, my friend. I've been watching football for about that time as well. Well, yeah, I have. So I haven't just been watching Arsenal in the last week at all. I've watched the good, the bad, and everything with Arsenal. Everything. I've seen the lot. And right now, I'm seeing Arsenal, what are just literally all the whole world and fans from other clubs are talking about us. How we just don't do the simplest things, like you don't have a striker for 3 seasons and you've got one of the best in the world right now begging for you to sign him, and we still don't want to get it over the line. It couldn't be more clearer and factually that we have got a chance to sign one of the best strikers, and we're ignoring, and we're just literally doing what Arsenal always do, standing still on the extra 5 to 7 million, because that's what this club have always done. And it's even worse under Arteta. Assembled. Lewin is available on a free. He's a so-called striker. It's a terrible state of affairs when you can't rule anyone out. Lewin. Assembled, who's Lewin? Who do you mean Lewin? Do you mean Calvert-Lewin? Yeah. Oh, God. Well, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I get you. Calvert-Lewin, sorry, yeah. Calvert-Lewin is available on a free. He's a so-called striker. It's a terrible state of affairs when you can't rule. This is it. This is it, Assembled. Don't be surprised if this happens, if we go and do something like this. This is Arsenal all over. Honestly. And I've said a mad one. I can even see Arteta, because Kai Havertz is his love child and Martin Odegaard is his love child. I can see Arteta putting Kai Havertz as our left winger next season, this season. I can see that, because I just can't imagine Arteta putting Kai Havertz on the bench. I can't. I just... It just don't sit right, because he bigs everything up Kai Havertz does. I just can't see it. I cannot see Kai Havertz being on that bench. Arteta, because he'll know, everybody will be like, well, just prove that didn't work. You know what I mean? Having Kai Havertz and Arteta were the only guy who wanted him. Well, that didn't work, did it? Because you brought Gyökeres in and look at him banging, scoring goals. And Arteta will hate that. He doesn't like things like that. He doesn't like to be proven wrong or people questioning him or anything, because he's a stubborn, smug prick. It's simple as that. So it wouldn't surprise me if that happens. And I just don't know, Assembled. I don't know, mate. But what I've seen tonight, where we're still not even willing to meet the valuation. And the thing is, Tim Lewis, who is the co-chair / chairman at Arsenal, he's apparently the one what just goes like that. Yep, we'll do it. Or no, we're not going extra 5 or 7 million further. We're stopping at that. We're not budging. Tim Lewis is apparently the one what ticks the deals off. He's the one who says, yes, we can budge for that. We can go an extra 5, 7 million or etc. And he might be now, Tim Lewis, along with Richard Garlick, the managing director, and obviously Mikel Arteta, the manager. But Tim Lewis right now might be the biggest prick at Arsenal. Might be the biggest idiot right now at Arsenal, because he could be stopping the Victor Gyökeres deal, because he might have said, no, not happening. What we've said, we're not budging. And yet, Sporting Lisbon have got a player whose contract doesn't finish till like 2028. So he's got literally like good 2.5 at least years on his contract left. So if Sporting want more, then they can want more, because it'd be different if it were Arsenal trying to keep Saliba and said something like a promise, and next minute they like squeeze more out of Real Madrid or Saudi League or something. All these top gooners then won't be saying nothing, because this is what you do as your own club. You try and push the buying team as much as you can. Thomas D, hello. How are you, Thomas D? Hope you're well. Good to see you in the chat. Please smash up the likes and subscribe if you already haven't. Sporting's in control of this deal, man. They've got a player where his contract does not end till 2028. I think it's 2028, or it could be 27, but I'm confident it's 28. So they've got the power. If they want to turn around and say, nah, I ain't doing that, bruv. I want another 10 million for our player. He's the star player. He's been by far the best striker in Portugal in the Premier League for the last 2 years. He is now one of the best strikers in the world. If they want to push for another 10 million when they're seeing what other players are going for, then they'll do it, because they've got the power. Because if it were us, like I said, and we were like, we want another 10, 15 million out of Real Madrid for Saliba or out at Saudi League, of course you're going to do it. Of course you're going to do it. So I don't blame Sporting. I really don't. Because in this day and age, Gyökeres is worth at least 80 million. 80 million. At least. Dissembled. Blunderman is capable of getting Gyökeres in January. Blunderman is capable of getting Gyökeres in January to save 5 million. There is a rumour that Arsenal have brought a left-back from... when I see that, I can just see that, you guessed it, that means Chelsea. In fact, if you're on about Ryan Bertrand's son, the ex-Southampton player, I think he used to play for, and obviously Chelsea, I think he played for Southampton as well, Ryan Bertrand, if you're about his son, then yes, you guessed it. You guessed it. He is ex-Chelsea player. Yes, he's in, my friend. He's in. What is our affiliation with Chelsea? I swear to God, there's got to be something going on, some corruption somewhere. I mean, something's corrupt about this, man. You just wouldn't keep topping your. I know, this guy. I can't remember his name. I've seen it though. If that's what you're on about, I have seen it. But with other deals like what we've been doing over the years, you just wouldn't keep giving money to your London rivals and rivals in the Premier League. You just wouldn't keep topping them up, because all you are doing is giving them leeway, leverage, and a chance just to go, right, well, we've just got good money for this Havertz, we've got money for Madueke, and Arsenal's paying us, and they're paying us very good. So we can go and get better players now. Do you know what I mean? Like, anyone what tells me Arsenal Football Club doing things right, I would be here all day, and I still probably wouldn't agree with you, because the facts are Arsenal Football Club are not doing things right, because you don't give money to your rivals. You do not keep giving money to Chelsea so they can go and sign better players. You do not do that. If they go and sign a goalkeeper now, and I said this on my stream the other day, and I've heard already there's links to it. There's probably no legs in it. It's probably not even true, and I don't think he'll leave. But I said this other night. Wouldn't surprise me if Chelsea go for Donnarumma. And guess what? You can actually say Arsenal Football Club paid for Donnarumma if he goes to Chelsea, because his contract, I think, is ending next summer. Donnarumma's. Apparently he wants to stay. Why wouldn't you? Because PSG are the best team on the planet at the moment. But what we could actually be saying then, if they got him, which I don't think they would, like, who would want to leave PSG at minute? But then again, he's done everything. He's going to win Liga this season, without a doubt, probably by about 15 points at least. They've won the Champions League. They probably will win the Club World Cup tomorrow. But we could even be saying, we have just signed Chelsea Donnarumma. Or if they sign a centre-back, Arsenal Football Club are doing that. They are making Chelsea stronger. So it's not made up, people. That's facts. Arsenal Football Club are making Chelsea stronger every single window. They are stacked big time now on the wings and up front. Personally, I don't think they've got a 25, 30 goal Premier League goal a season striker. No. But if they all chip in Cole Palmer turns up this season, like I know he didn't last season, but he did season before. If he turns up and Gittins and Neto, Jackson gets about 8 league goals and Delap gets, maybe even 15, they're going to be a problem. The defence is not the best. They ain't got one world-class centre-back, and I don't think they've got a world-class goalkeeper, but Chelsea are coming back, and they will get it right. YB, insecure fucks are the ones that cry about us buying players from Chelsea. We finish above them for how many years? When is the last time they beat us? Chelsea will find ways to get money. Well, YB, I'm open to everyone's point of view. But let me just say this. Chelsea have won loads more trophies than us in the last 20 years. We haven't won nothing. We've won one FA Cup. We've challenged twice. No one cares about challenges. No one's bothered. No one gives a shit about a team challenging. No one remembers it. Man United's even won trophies, even with Ten Hag. You know what I mean? We don't win anything. We don't even get to Wembley with Mikel Arteta. It's all right, people saying, yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that. Yeah, we are doing well in the league position. But we don't get nowhere. We just turn up and win nothing. We don't win anything. We don't even get to Wembley. If you challenge one season and it doesn't work, you make sure the season after you go and win that league. And this comes back to Mikel Arteta in that window when it was obvious what we needed, one game away from winning the Premier League. But if you want to go back, you could say we messed it up, which Arteta would do against Aston Villa, playing Kai Havertz in midfield that game when there was no need whatsoever, just kind of trialing it for a stupid reason, because Arteta will do things to benefit himself and take stupid risks rather than Arsenal Football Club. And there was one game away against Everton. We could have won the league on that day if obviously Man City had lost to West Ham. So then in that window, in that summer, you think logically and think, we have messed up this season. We had no striker yet again. We come short against teams against like Fulham. We had bad games against Aston Villa. We had no striker. That extra bit of magic, what's going to get you out of the shit and win games. So what did Mikel Arteta go and do? He went and signed Ricardo Calafiori, a left back, and Mikel Merino, a centre midfielder. Fair play. Do that. But make sure you finish on that window with a damn striker and a backup for Saka, because we've seen it now this season. Saka's been running to the ground by Southgate as well. We England, even playing it 2019 World Cup, I think, when we were playing like Croatia, etc. Saka played then. And Arteta has run Saka into the ground, playing him in games when we've been 3-0 up, etc. So Arteta is a massive problem at this club. And he now keeps signing Chelsea players who, by the way, are getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And we are funding that. And like I said, how can you not have a striker at Arsenal Football Club? We used to implement fear into teams all over the world with just our striking prowess and strikers alone. And we don't even do that. We don't get to Wembley. Arteta won't play a plan B. He is very, very stubborn. Right, what we got? Assembled. Remember, Arsenal sold most of their Invincibles to City. Yeah, we did. Assembled. Are you counting out Jackson Saliba to Chelsea? Are you counting out Jackson? I don't know, but I think Saliba assembled is Real Madrid bound, and if Florentino Perez calls him this summer, even nowish time, Saliba's gone. YB, the only thing I'm embarrassed about is having stupid fans like you who think they know better than Arsenal. Well, YB, I am one of them where, and like others, we put our hands up and say we got that wrong. If Arteta won a league this season, which he won't do, I'll be the first one to turn around and say, thank you, Arteta, for winning the league, walk on a high and leave my club. But the facts are, what we say, we are not making them up. Mikel Arteta stands at the Emirates against Everton, last game of season. Do not be satisfied with second, fans, telling you guys, me, everybody, do not be satisfied with second. We want much more, and we are going to get it. So what did Mikel Arteta do in that window after that? Nothing. The problem was we have no striker. The commentators say every game, The pundits say it every game. People on radio stations say it every game. You could ask people who support championship teams would say Arsenal have no striker. You've got fans from other teams saying it. It's not made up. It's what's factually happened and is happening. We do not have a striker at this football club, and Mikel Arteta has chose to ignore it for season after season after season. That's him doing it. And then it goes from the top, where the Kroenkes, if they were that serious with real ambition, like Man City's owners, Khaled Cesco, the CEO/chairman, demanding success. That's why they signed Marmoush in January, because Marmoush was meant to be signed in the summer for Man City, and they brought it forward and signed him in January. And the reason was because they knew the league was done, because Liverpool were just running away with it. Arsenal didn't even turn up for the league, neither did Man City. So he thought, right, let's try and bring things forward, because we still want to win that FA Cup and we want to finish second. And they nearly did. If there were another 5 games, they would have put Arsenal in third. Because that's ambition. Because they started their rebuild in January, and already if we knew, which I knew, and it's not rocket science, they were going to carry it on in the summer, and that's what they've done. How can you have nearly 6 years being in charge of a football team, Arteta, and still needing in a window 5 or 6 players? That level should now be, our club need 1 or 2 signings. There's no way you can be in managing a team that long and still need every single window 4, 5, 6, and we need at least, we need 7 now to complete this window. It's not acceptable. These managers all over just turning up in teams, winning leagues straight away. Hansi Flick turns up at Barcelona, very young squad, loads of injuries as normal, like Frankie de Jong, Cabrassi at centre-back, who's like 17-year-old, he gets injured. They've won the treble. He's won the treble in his first season, and they was close to winning the Champions League. There's no excuses left. Arsenal Football Club now are very, very everybody's watching. Everybody's going to pressure him, and the pressure needs to be on Mikel Arteta, because he's had nearly 900 million spent, probably end of this, it'll probably be 950 million spent at the end of this window. He's won 1 FA Cup and challenged twice. We do not get to Wembley. We do not have a day out in Wembley. We see other teams winning trophies. Maresca, first season, bang, trophy. Could win one tomorrow if he beats PSG. Do you know what I mean? What we're saying, we are not making this up. We are factually speaking of the things what Mikel Arteta has stood and talked to you fans and told you and said. Or he'll say it after, like middle of the season, or Josh Kroenke comes along and says things. We don't make this up. We are saying what you guys have heard, and me and everybody else, what Mikel Arteta has told us, what Josh Kroenke has told us. We want to win trophies. We want to get to the top. We'll do everything. It is not happening, people. We don't get to Wembley. We just win one. We've just won 1 FA Cup. We don't even do nothing. We just turn up and fold every season because we've got no striker. The balance is wrong. I'm not making it up. The balance is not right in Arsenal's team. How can you have a team without no striker for 3 seasons? It's not acceptable. There's no logic behind it. We've got one of the worst attacks in the Premier League. It is shambolic. We are boring. There's nothing different. Enrique, second leg against PSG. He looked at Arsenal and he thought, is this it? Not even giving me an headache. There's no plan B from Mikel Arteta, because he doesn't change nothing. And you know what? I've got no headache coming from Arteta. I don't see any different. There's no different dimension. He's not even pushing 2 players up top. He's not crossing it, more. There's nothing different. So what's he going to do? He brings Ramos on, who since signing from Benfica, I think it's his 3rd season this year coming up. He's been a bit part player for PSG and always on the bench. He brings him on as if to say, this game's won. I've already got your number. It's done. There's nothing. Mikel Arteta, Iriola at Bournemouth. He did the double over Mikel Arteta. He did the double. Hertzler, one of the youngest, in fact, the youngest manager in the Premier League at 32 years old at Brighton. Mikel Arteta couldn't get better of him. He'd drawn with him twice. This manager has been found out. He's an apprentice. He was never a manager. He was a half-decent footballer for Arsenal for 5 years. Good player for Everton. Okay at Rangers. We had younger days at PSG. He is not an elite top manager. He's just an apprentice plying his trade at Arsenal Football Club, and we will go backwards under him because he will do everything to benefit himself rather than Arsenal Football Club. He will take us backwards. If it doesn't bother you that we do not even get to Wembley no more, then that's fair play to you. But I've supported Arsenal 33 years, and I have seen doubles, FA Cups, Invincibles. I have seen the lot. And what I am saying is what Mikel Arteta said. Not me made up, not the people in the chat. We are saying what we've heard from Mikel Arteta and Josh Kroenke. We have bastards running Arsenal Football Club. And the biggest prick right now will probably be our coach here, Tim Lewis, who is literally the one who ticks it off and says, yes, we'll meet the valuation, or no, we're not budging. He might be the biggest prick right now at Arsenal Football Club, along with our managing director, Richard Garlick, who will be involved at times, and as well, who I call stubborn, smug prick, Mikel Arteta, because he has literally took us backwards. Again, if we'd have maximised all windows under Arteta and the Kroenkes, if we'd have maximised all windows and completed just one window, let me tell you something. This window, Arsenal Football Club, could have gone to Newcastle and says, we've got money. There you go. We'll start our bid at 150 million and we will get Isaac. And you might have to pay 170 million, but Arsenal could have done it because they've maximised every single window. They've looked what they've got. We've stacked everywhere. And they might have said, right, the plan is we've got everything. All we need to do, example, is, I don't know, Ben White. He doesn't want to stay. He doesn't want to stay. He wants to leave. We just have to buy a right back to back up Timber. This is just an example. Ben White's not going nowhere. We just want to buy a right back to back up Timber. Okay, well, we've got about 35, 40 million for that, but we're going to go all out and try and get Isaac for 150 million. We might have to pay 170 million. But that, people, is what you call maximising every single window. We could have been in a position to take Isaac this summer from Newcastle. And big up to Newcastle as well, because they're a brilliant club and they are moving. And that sleeping giant is starting to be woken up. They are starting to be allowed to spend. So I'm just saying, if we'd have maximised every window, we could have got Isaac this summer because we could have had money to do it, because we'd have just looked and thought, everywhere's stacked. We just need to replace a Ben White, just an example. All we need is a striker. And we've got about 200 million to spend. So you know what? Let's go full ball. Let's go full ball and put 170 million on the table in the end, and that would have probably got Isaac. But no, because this manager and the Kroenkes, preferably Josh, because Stan don't give a shit, he's asleep in clouds. They have not put pressure on Mikel Arteta. He's been able to do what the hell he wants in every single window. Don't matter what position he signs, even if his position is what needed most, / striker, and obviously a backup for Saka. He's done what the hell he wants, and now he's made us need another window where we need 6 players at least. Not acceptable. That's not what a big club does, and that's not how a big manager, well, a top manager, an elite manager is. He just don't do that. He maximises and knows the balance, what he needs in a team. So I don't know more than Arteta because I'm not a manager, but I am just saying what I've seen, and it's factual, it's facts. And things what he said, it's facts. We are telling you and talking about it because he said it. Right. Assembled. Something is extremely fishy with our dealings with Chelsea. I wouldn't count anything out. Yeah, it is. It is assembled. There's something not right about it. Eros. Big up Rich every time. Hit the likes and sub people. Eros, thank you, my friend. Hope you're good. Good to see you. Eros, 100% Rich. This manager needs to win a trophy or pack his bags and get the hell out of London. Yeah, he does. It's far too long, man. Like I said, Enrique, PSG, in a short time, maybe good, just maybe 2 years, the balance he's got is unbelievable. But then you'll hear, well, that's a French league, that's a farmers league. Let me just put this right. Right now, Paris Saint-Germain are the best football team on the fucking planet. Excuse my language. PSG are the best team on the planet. They are literally mugging everybody. They're bossing everybody. They bossed us. They bossed Real Madrid. Aston Villa gave them a freaking good game. Aston Villa did give them a good game. They're brilliant. The balance is incredible. And it all starts with this. Bang, 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 bang. Hakimi and Mendes. They are incredible. It's like having arrows coming at you. And then obviously you don't even need to Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, Young do it. They're all over at Park. You've got Vitinha controlling things at middle. Fabian Ruiz is onto the ball in 6-yard box, getting ready to pounce. The balance is incredible, people. And Enrique has done that, because I used to watch that team going 1-0 down to teams like Lorient, Troyes, Brest, Angers, with Danilo Pereira at back, ex-Porto centre midfielder. Not no more. Their balance is incredible. But Mikel Arteta still hasn't got the balance in this team, still to this day. Assembled Rich, we might not have the worst attack. The tactics Blunderman employs doesn't encourage attack. Yeah, well, that's a fair shout, Assembled. I agree with you on that one. I kind of, I could come back on and I kind of, you've got a fair point there. But when I just think of Arsenal, the only goal threat I see, my friend, is Saka. Right now, in our attack, the only goal threat I see is Saka. That's it. Honestly, that's all I see with goal threat. Martinelli, I don't know if it's an individual thing or an individual thing or an Arteta thing. He just doesn't look like anything he did 3 seasons ago, where that guy was worth about 90 million. Trossard, some very good individual performances, but then it's nothing for about 5 or 6 games. Kai Havertz, there's not one thing what he's good at. There's not one thing what he specialises in. Sometimes he's got a half-decent finish. That's it. He's not the best in air. He's not even the best at getting up in the air. He's not the best at finishing with his head. He's not the best with a ball at his feet on the floor. He's not the strongest. I mean, he might be a bit different now. I put a bit of thickness on, a bit of size. I don't know. Sometimes when footballers do that, there's not much bulk. There's not much thickness there, but it looks like he has put a bit of size on. So after that, it's just Saka. Do you know what I mean? It's like, to me, Ethan Wanyeri is more of a goal threat than I would say Trossard and Martinelli. Honestly, I would say young Ethan Wanyeri, who's now a European Championship winner under 21s, is more of a goal threat than Saka and Trossard. So with our attack, I would say Saka and Wanyeri are Arsenal's biggest threat. That's it. That's Jesus. I mean, there's no point in including Jesus because he's never, ever, ever fit. So, I just don't. Khaled's in the house. Khaled, big up Rich. Every day I'm searching for Gyökeres. Here we go. Yeah, Khaled, my friend. Well, the latest, mate, is that, and we all are, Khaled. We all are. Great to see as well. We all are. We all want to see. Here we go. Because I forgot to say as well, there was something I've seen as well, what I read about Gyökeres, and I love this ruthlessness, this kind of like arrogance of his own like ability. But this guy can back it up, because I know, like, I don't want to sound like contradicting myself, because Mikel Arteta is like that, but he's got nothing to back it up with apart from one FA Cup. But Gyökeres, like I read that he's saying, he's basically saying in his own words, he is one of the best strikers in the world. And I love to see, when I seen that, I'm like, yeah, I want to see that 100%. 100%. He said he's one of the best strikers in the world. He says, I don't know which I am, because they were comparing him to like Kane, Lewandowski, and Haaland. And he says, yeah, I'm like that. And I am one of the best in the world. It's showing. But, he didn't say which frame he goes under. But I'm glad I seen that. But then the flip side of it is where I've seen the typical Arsenal fashion. We're not willing to go, Khaled. We're not willing to go that extra mile, where if it's 5 or 7 million extra, all we need to get to. Arsenal are not budging at the moment. We're not going. And I am embarrassed right now to be an Arsenal fan, because teams from all over the world are laughing and saying, how can you not have a striker, Arsenal, for 3 seasons? And you've got one of the best strikers in the world right now, literally pleading and begging you to sign him, and you're still ignoring it, and you've just gone all in and literally topped Chelsea Football Club up to sign them better players. There's no logic in it whatsoever. We're not making it up. It's facts. Arsenal have gone and signed another Chelsea player, gave him a very big good fee, a very big fee, and they will probably use that on either a goalkeeper or a centre-back, and we will be responsible. We would have probably funded that somewhere along the line, either halved it or whatever, whoever they buy. And here we are, still refusing to budge on a striker, what is worth it. My God, he's worth about 80, 90 million straight out. And in this day and age, with his contract going until 2028, you would pay 100 million for Gyökeres. You are getting him at a very low price. And Arsenal Football Club still can't even get there. Will not even go that extra bit further, that tiny bit further. And I don't know for facts, but I personally think it's the biggest prick at Arsenal right now is Tim Lewis, because I think he's responsible. Our co-chair of this football club, he is the one what ticks it off and says, yes, we will go to that. We will reach that valuation with clubs. And in this case, it's Sporting Lisbon. And if it's the same kind of, what's the word to use? If it's the kind of same way, what always happens with deals when they take place, and Tim Lewis is the man what ticks it off and says yes or no, then right now Tim Lewis is the biggest twat at Arsenal Football Club, along with Garlic and Arteta, of course. But Tim Lewis could be the one what's holding us back, Khaled. He could be the one. Assembled, do you know MSN at Barcelona was Luis Enrique's side? Speaks for itself, really. Yeah. Messi, Suarez and Neymar. Enrique is a brilliant manager. And I've said this before, chat. I'm confident Enrique is going to be the next Manchester City manager. I really am. I just think it's meant to be. Pep, Enrique, Barcelona teammate. I can just see it. Khaled, Gyökeres backs himself. We need that personality in our team. Yeah, Khaled, that's what I'm saying. It was really good to see it, wasn't it? Like, it was really good. Like, he's bigging himself up as if to say, I am confident in my own ability. Some kind of bat it away and don't, but he's literally saying, I am one of the best strikers in the world. I love that. That's brilliant to see. And yet here we are, Khaled, as Arsenal Football Club, still not getting it over the line. And yet we top Chelsea up. There's no logic in it, is it? It's not me just, making things up or going over the top or anything, or people who else, all the other people what are saying it. We're not making it up. It's just facts what's happening all the time. If it's Arteta who said it, Josh Kroenke said it, or what the club's not doing, you know what I mean? Or what we're seeing. It's just facts all the time. And there's no logic in this whatsoever. You have one of the best strikers in the world begging for you to sign him after still not having a striker for 3 seasons, and you still don't want to even get over the line. That, to me, is embarrassing. Very embarrassing. Because all fans from other clubs, you ain't got a striker, bro. When are you getting a striker, Rich? If you had a striker, Rich, and every time you watch games at night, every time you watch a match, commentator, pre-match, post-match, yeah, it just goes back to that, that transfer window where they didn't have a striker. If they had a striker, it could have been a different game. Chances missed, next minute, yeah, it just goes back to that striker. Post-match, pundits, well, it's the same problem for Arsenal again. No striker. I just don't get why they don't sign a striker. That's all you hear with Arsenal Football Club. That's all you hear. We are talked about all over the world for a very, very embarrassing reason, which is just simple. Get the balance right in this team. I can't express it enough. Khaled, Cesco didn't want to come last season because he wasn't guaranteed to be a starter. Weak mentality. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely, Khaled. But that's one of Arteta's. Assembled, Khaled Cesco is a blunderman's perfect signing. Assembled, he is. Cesco is perfect for Arteta because he can blame it on taking time. It can put a pathetic process in Cesco's head, and it can also make one of his new bullshit made up phase numbers where it'll be like, I think it last one was 4 into 5. Next minute it's going to be, 7 into 11. I mean, what the you know what I mean? Pathetic phase numbers and stuff like this. I swear this. Why have we ended up with this guy? Why did Arsenal Football Club, a huge club, go and turn to an apprentice? Because up there, people, up there, that's where it starts. These twats up there what do not care about getting Arsenal over the line. They are not bothered about seeing Arsenal win trophies, the vibes you get, the excitement you get. I've seen it. I am glad I have seen my club win a lot of trophies. But these Cronkies, they're not bothered. They couldn't give a shit about that. We don't even get to Wembley anymore. They're not bothered about that. All they're thinking about is, yep, profits, money again from Champions League, a lot more this time. We're getting to semi-final. And already they're licking the lips because they're thinking, yes, we're going to expand the Emirates, more money, more money. That's all they're bothered about. They are wankers and bastards. Have they gave money to Mikel Arteta? Yes, they have. But have they pressured him and shown that they're literally, it's our club, and the way they speak, especially Josh, because Stan doesn't speak, he should have been pressuring Mikel Arteta. It's my club. I want a striker. Like a proper owner would. They get involved when shit starts getting bad. It'd have been like, right, Mikel, there's your money, but I need to know we see a striker at this club. It's my club, Mikel. It is. It's just whether we like it or not. I hate keep saying it, but that's what a serious owner would have done. Last summer, he would have told him, I don't mind giving you money, but make sure we get a striker at this club. And if they didn't, he would have told him in January, I'm not going to ask you in January. I am going to tell you, you will get a striker for my football club or your job's on the line. It's simple as that. If you do not find me a striker, I am going to sack you. But these Cronkies, it's a marriage made in heaven to have Arteta because he's a young guy. He'll do what they want, and it's perfect for him. They love it. They love it. That's why they gave him a pathetic, astronomical 15 million a year. For what, people? For what? One FA Cup and challenging twice. That's it. That is it. And a final. The Danger Jock has assembled. The Danger Jock's attitude as is like Balogun Blunderman doesn't like confident play. No, he don't. Assembled, he doesn't. He doesn't like anyone with a chip on the shoulder. What's confident. You know why though, Assembled, my friend? It's because I think he gets jealous of a lot of players. Like he looks at them and thinks, shit, they were better than, they're better than me. I've never been that good in my career. He can't stand that because he's won frick all. Arteta's won fuck all. So, as a player, I don't think he won anything as a player. Probably league title or Rangers. I'll have to check that. I'm not sure. So he doesn't like that. He doesn't like anyone with confidence, what's already won things and stuff. He don't like it. They said, well, Blunderman is a problem. Khaled, we don't have time to be in a standoff with Sporting. Get it done now. No, Khaled, we don't. And like I said, mate, they are the club what's selling. At any time, they can turn around and say, Arsenal, thank you for your time. Thank you. Thank you for the deals, what you've tried to get to, but it's just not working. Thank you, but we're out. We are not going to negotiate with you no longer. You obviously are not wanting to get where we want it to be. You're just not. You need a striker because of course they know. People from Hierarchy of Sport in Lisbon, they're going to know how desperate Arsenal Football Club are for a striker. Everybody knows, man. Every man and his dog. It's the simplest thing in football. Arsenal don't have a striker. Need a striker. So Sporting are going to know how desperate Arsenal are, and all they're doing, for fuck's sake, Arsenal Football Club, is asking for a little bit more, which they deserve, by the way. They deserve. We're lucky. They're not saying, right, we want 90 million and plus maybe 12 million in add-ons, because this guy is one of the best strikers in world football right now, and he is begging to sign for Arsenal Football Club. But in typical Arsenal fashion, we fuck about and lowball teams and literally disrespect him because we think this knock of Arsenal is different to everybody else's. Yeah, it is different. It's shit, it's low, and it's weak. Todd Birds. Let me just read this. They said, well, Blunderman is a problem when he leaves. What manager will come to Arsenal for less than 15.6 million a year? Only novices, in my opinion. I mean, the thing is, in all assembled, who would want to work with Cronkies? Like people like Diego Simeone, Conte, Klopp, Pep. They would not stand this with these owners. No chance. No way. They're coming in as winners. So we're in shit. Todd Birch, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. What happened with our transfer? We needed a strike. We need a striker. Todd, we have no idea. But all we know is this is Arsenal Football Club. We're not shocked no more, mate. We're not shocked. I've seen this absolutely loads of times, window after window. Even going back into 2019 when we literally, and it wasn't Arteta then. Emery was there. Unai Emery. We needed Steven Nzonzi. We needed a tall, ball-breaking powerhouse in the middle of the park. And Emery had been with him at Seville. And every single day where I was working, I was seeing us sign Martinelli, Saliba. And I kept thinking, at Tierney, I think we got Martinelli that window. I know we got Tierney and Saliba. And I was like, everyone was saying, got these players who were the Liechtenstein, I think we came as well. And I kept saying, no. I want a ball-breaking powerhouse in midfield. We can see we need a beast in the midfield. Get me Steven Nzonzi. Used to play for Blackburn Rovers, then at Stoke, and then was smashing it in Seville. And I'm like, sign this guy, man. And we didn't even do it. So, yes, it's a massive problem with Arteta, but we have always done things like this. Gary Cahill at Bolton. I think Bolton were asking for 5 million. Arsenal was stopping on around 3.5 million. At that time, Arsenal's chief negotiator was called Dick Law. There you go, name. Pause on that. So even back then, Christopher Samba, we could have signed him when we needed a centre-back so bad, a guy who you could literally put up top and play as a striker for about 15 minutes a game because he was that good in air. And we just wouldn't do it. We wouldn't go for it. Mark Schwarzer, I think Fulham wanted about 3 million. 3 million for Mark Schwarzer, who was a brilliant goalkeeper, and Arsenal would not budge over about 2 million. So we've always done this, people. We've always done this where we've just literally pulled the plug on a 1 or 2 to 5 to 7 million, etc. But now it should be changing. We should not be pissing around, wasting time, getting laughed at by the whole world. Like everybody's already going to be talking about it. Have you signed Gyökeres yet? What the hell are you doing not signing Gyökeres? Other teams would have got this over the line straight away. Chelsea, Pedro, Gittins, hear about it. Days later, tick, done. Man City, Reinders, Cherky, publicly out there, bang, tick, done. We just don't move like that, people. We do not move like that. We are an embarrassment of a football club when it comes to getting players over the line and selling them. We really are. There was a guy on TalkSport years ago, and I can't remember who it was. I think he was an agent. And he was asked, who is one of the worst teams to deal with? Like, who's awkward, who are really bad, who he kind of didn't like dealing with. And he said straight away, Arsenal. He says at times, the way they move is ridiculous. I can't remember exact words, but he was basically saying Arsenal Football Club, the way they move is embarrassing. He says the way they offered money, he says it was low balling the teams. He says he used to see it and think, we've just told you the price, what we want for him, and you literally bring in a bid in for your first bid, and it's like 25 million short straight away. He says they would always try and lowball you. They would always try and just disrespected you. He says they were the worst team to deal with, and we're still doing it now. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can tell me we cannot even go an extra 10 million for one of the best strikers in the world when we've not had one for 3 seasons. Not one person can justify. Not one person can justify it. Khaled, we're finished, Todd. Khaled, big problems are coming, mate. Get ready for when William Saliba says bye. Now, December, Blunderman used to room with Ronaldinho at PSG. In my opinion, he hates talented players, makes him feel. I'll see that when that goes up. Yeah, Assembled, I think I know what you mean. He can't. He's that stubborn as a person. You can see this, people. He is so stubborn as a person. He is. You can see it. Like even in his interviews, he had the audacity to make a bullshit, and I mean bullshit, pathetic, childish lie up, saying that Enrique and the bench said Arsenal was the better team. What an absolute lying bastard. That's our manager. That is our manager. Publicly on TV, he made a lie up right there. And the female reporter where I've said this, I've said so many things, repeating myself about Arteta and what he's done. She literally pulled him back and says, sorry, who said that? She was confused and dazzled as if to say, what are you on about? And they said it, yeah. He couldn't even look at her. He had no eyes to even look straight at her because he knew he'd made bullshit up. It's a shame, people, because we have a lying bastard as a manager. He is a liar. He is a liar. Like, again, don't be satisfied with second, because we are not, and we want much more, and we are going to get it. No, you're not. Because once you said those words, you did fuck all to change it. Excuse my language. You did nothing whatsoever to change it, because the real problem, what needed to happen, what needed to be addressed to change that, to back your bullshit words up, was sign a striker and sign a backup for Saka. And instead, you signed a left back and a centre midfielder. I didn't sign them players. I didn't make that speech at Emirates last game of the season at Everton. You did, Mikel Arteta. So we are not making things up, people, and the people in the chat, we are saying facts. Everybody, just going to grab me water. The assemble, that was embarrassing. The first time I detached myself from an Arsenal since, let me just read that last way, I can see it now, assembled. Hates talented players, makes him feel inferior. Yeah, it does. It freaking does. It absolutely does, mate. It does. He can't stand that. He can't. That was embarrassing. The first time I detached myself from Arsenal since 72. I was shocked. Honestly, I was. But why assembled? This is what I don't get. Why didn't nothing get done about that? Like, why didn't nobody pull it up? Like, batter him, you know what I mean? Like, go in on him and literally post the lie everywhere, do you know what I mean? And why? I know it's, you know, it's not hurting nobody, but he's our manager and he is lying to a reporter post-match. Why were there no repercussions? You know what I mean? Why did nothing happen to this guy? He's like he's got a shield around him. Like he is treated like royalty, man. I do not get it. I honestly do not get it with this manager. He has done nothing to be treated like he's royalty, like he can't be touched. Nothing. Because, again, not making it up. And I'm going to keep saying this. Not making it up. This has happened. Conte, Enrique. Conte, Hansi Flick. First season, Napoli, Barcelona, win leagues. So what has Mikel Arteta done for Arsenal Football Club apart from got us challenging twice and won one FA Cup? Who, by the way, that wasn't even his team. That wasn't even his team. So, you know, and this, I am going to keep saying this. We are not making this up. It is facts. It has happened. Josh has said it, or Arteta said it, or they haven't done it. We don't make these things up, us and people in the chat. We are saying facts. And that is why Like I said, speech against Everton, final game at Arsenal, final game at Emirates, not last season, season before. Don't be satisfied with second. What's he going to do? Something what he should have done to back those words up. Go and sign a striker and a backup for Saka. Nah. Calafiore, Mikel Merino. This summer, already going into the middle of July, no striker still at this football club. January, thin squad already. Then on top of that, injuries, and still didn't sign a striker. This guy is taking Arsenal backwards. He is one stubborn, arrogant guy. He seriously is. Latvian Guna. Big up my friend. Hope you are well. Please go and subscribe to Latvian Guna if you already haven't, people. Thank you for letting me be on that chat earlier on, Latvian. It was great. Time flies, man. Even when I'm doing my streams, you say I'll have 20-minute extra. There you are, like for an hour. You know, I was literally going to be jumping on for about 20 minutes with you, and I think we went for about an hour. Well, obviously you was going already before I started, so I think I was on for about 45 minutes. Latvian Guna, Rennie Sleggers in 7 months won UCL. Well, one thing I know, and AJ will probably know this. One thing I know, Latvian, about Rennie Sleggers is that she won 2 back-to-back titles with Rosengard women. She was at Arsenal from 2023 as an assistant. I can't remember the manager's name, Avayeli or something, with a blonde hair. She was assistant to him from 2023. She then became interim manager in October this last year and became full-time manager in January. I think that's right. I don't know. But, yeah, already won Champions League. They said, well, remember, Blunderman got the club... Remember, the Blunderman got the club make a statement about the club to cover himself and his stupid behaviour. And he wonders why Arsenal don't get breaks from the refs. Exactly. Absolutely assembled. This is it. This is what I'm saying. No wonder, because they're on us. Latvian Guna, yeah, same time flies. Was mad. If I wasn't as time restricted, probably would have gone for an hour more. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Latvian, time just goes, man. It really does. And thanks for letting me be on chat. I think, guys, I honestly think now I am going to be getting a laptop in the next few days because it's so much better. I like doing my thumbnails on my phone and everything. I think it's because I had a laptop for about 10 years. So it will be like weird to me. It'll be all alien, you know me. I'll be like, I miss this, you know, but it's like anything, innit? You just get used to it once you know, with consistency. But the thumbnails, if I can still do that on my phone, I probably will do. But the you know, for the streams, absolutely a laptop, absolutely, and have backgrounds, you know what I mean, better backgrounds if I can. Gavin L, how are you, my friend? Hope you're good. Big up, Rich. Big up, Gavin. Hope you're good, my friend. They assembled. Sorry, refs. Latvian Guna, Gavin, big up. Community settings, good to see. Gavin L, big up, Latvian Guna. Gavin L, big up. They assembled. Yeah, we just, you know, tonight, you know, we've got, so to me, guys, and you know, this is what it's come down to. This is what it's actually come down to. To me, the good news today is seeing Gyökeres with that ruthless kind of attitude. I am one of the best strikers in the world. And, you know, with Haaland, Lewandowski, and who was the other one? Can't remember what the other one is now. I've probably just mentioned it a few minutes ago. And he said, yeah, you can compare me to them, you know, but he doesn't know who. But he literally said, I am one of the best strikers in the world because he's, you know, his stats, his goals, etc., are proving it. So to me, that's really good to hear that the striker who this club just can't get over the line in typical Arsenal fashion is bigging himself up and saying, yeah, I am one of the best. I love that ruthlessness, that confidence, and he's got things to back it up. Do you know what I mean? He literally has. He is a goal machine and he knows it. So that's the good news. The bad news is that this club, again, in typical Arsenal fashion, we are still stalling on this 5 to 7 million. And I always use 5 to 7 because it could always be, if it might be 5, it could be 7. We're still stalling people. But that's just Arsenal all over. That is just Arsenal all over. But apparently, everything's going to be different under Arteta and the reign. Everyone's in it together. They're all on the same page. Well, they're not. They're not, people. They're not. And right now, like I said, Tim Lewis could be the biggest twat at Arsenal Football Club. The man who ticks it off, who says, yeah, we'll go to that. We'll stretch to that. He could be the biggest twat at Arsenal Football Club. Obviously, along with Garlic and Arteta. Where are we? Assembled. Gavin, thumbs up. Good to see. Again, good setting. Khaled, so what we're going to do about this left wing? Khaled, I'll say something in a minute which might shock you. I think you might have heard me say it though, but don't be surprised. Latvian going to already have a left winger, Madueke. Yeah, Latvian. Yeah. This is the thing, man. Cabello, Aron, GGG. It's like Arsenal are encouraging other clubs to bid for Gyökeres. Yeah, man. And say, we tried, but we got outbid. Yeah. You know what, Assembled? I am absolutely going to big up that because we are playing with fire. You have got one of the best strikers in the world pleading for you to sign him, actually calling you, shouting you from Portugal, sign me, And we are like, yeah, we're Arsenal. No one's going to push us about. We ain't budging, bro. We're not going to be told what to do by Sporting. Nah, we're not budging. We're not going that extra bit further. We're not just going to nudge it a little bit more because this is what Arsenal do. They're smug, they're arrogant, they think they're bigger than everybody else. But people, they're not. And we're not. We're not that big club what can just boss teams about. We are a nearly FC right now. Right now, we are nearly FC. Again, teams would have looked and thought, oh, Arsenal, semi-final at Champions League. Oh, Arsenal. Yeah, they didn't do it, did they? Premier League. Oh, yeah, another league. Arsenal winning it. Because who we are as a club over the years, and we're one of the greatest managers ever, Arsene Wenger, which he is. One of the greatest teams ever, what we've had with Invincibles, etc. 98, we are not known all over the world and it will never go away. So when we are not at the top and winning titles and winning trophies, we get laughed at because that is what we are meant to be doing every single season, winning a trophy. So like right now, people will be saying, why is Arsenal pissing about? When they've literally got one of the best strikers in the world wanting to say, what the fuck are they doing? Excuse my language, people. What the hell are they doing? Why are they messing around with someone like Gyökeres? He's a goal machine. He's a beast of a striker. Why are they pissing about trying to get this over the line? And then teams might think, you know what? If you're going to be smug, Arsenal, and not going to budge for what Sporting want, then we'll jump in. And I said this the other night. Can't see it. And like I said, I'm 90% confident we're going to get this over the line. Don't be surprised if Man United somehow persuade Gyökeres to sign for him, because it wouldn't take much with Amarin and Gyökeres as on an individual level. Personally, that won't take much at all. But it's obviously if Gyökeres can be persuaded to see where Man United's going, which I think they will be better this season. But don't be shocked if that does happen. If we do not budge, because he will not stay at Sporting. But apparently, before I read his comments, sorry guys, if he doesn't turn up to training 5 times, they can literally fire his ass, literally fire him. Then he becomes a free agent, which I don't know. I don't know if that'll just happen simple like that, which Arsenal would love that. They would love that. So, right, let me just read these. So we're about this left wing. Khaled, like Latvian says, it's Madueke, but looks of it. Don't be surprised, people, if you see Kai Havertz on the left wing. And I know that sounds ridiculous, crazy, but this is Arteta we're talking about. He will do anything to benefit himself rather than Arsenal Football Club. And if he can find a way to fit his love child in this team, it could happen. Assembled. It's like Arsenal and yeah, sorry, I've seen that. Khaled, Latvian Gunnar, we're finished if he's our left winger. Khaled, yeah. Again, you just look at left wing and you think we've probably even got 10 league goals a season from any of our left wingers. Khaled, sad part is we haven't signed 40 to 50 million player for backup pretty much ever. That's the worry. Yeah. Latvian Gyökeres is on his knees for Arsenal, and we just pretend we don't. Yeah, he is Latvian. He is, mate. He's literally begging Arsenal to get the freaking deal over the line. Khaled, Latvian, it's worrying, and we haven't even made a bid for Eze yet. Yeah, and Khaled, we all know this. This is just not rocket science. It's definitely going to happen that teams are going to go for Eze. Teams will come for Eze. If he's got that 68 million release clause, teams are going to go for him. And I can't see how they can fit him in or even give him minutes, because he's not going to want to be on bench. But Man City could even try. They could even try, because they are capable of, like, if they sold someone like Jack Grealish, they will always replace. And I know Jack Grealish is, doesn't even get minutes at Man City all in that, but they probably will replace him. Khaled, it's worrying. Khaled, kind of scared we might not even see that media can push PR that Madueke is separate. Yeah, this is it. I don't believe that neither, Latvian. I know I'm saying I keep seeing that, but I'm thinking, nah, I don't believe it. Madueke is separate, but the fact that we are struggling with Gyökeres doesn't fill me with hope. No, I'm not. I don't trust this club at all in any window, Latvian. I really don't. My trust went a long, long time ago. I even said a few months before the season finished, Man City and Liverpool have a better window than Arsenal. And a team what needs to win a Premier League or a Champions League, what literally have just been challenging for the last 2 years, because we didn't even turn up last season. Well, challenged twice, and then didn't even turn up last season. You would make sure your window is better than your rivals. For God's sake, you would literally be in there, bang, 1st of June, by 3rd, you've got a player signed. Maybe by 9th, you're close to signing another one. As soon as that window opened on the 16th, 17th, the latest, boom, number 2's in. By about 22nd or whatever, just examples of June, bang, 3rd signing's in. Soon as it touches July, you're close to your 4th. But this club just don't do that. We do not move like that. They said, well, make sure I missed that. No. They said, well, what I find odd is didn't Trossard start behaving like Gyökeres is now? This deal is being negotiated in public. This could end in tears. Yeah. I've been going, Top Gunner saying we are geniuses. Arsenal waiting till Sporting terminates his contract and gets him for free. Oh, God. That's what I'm saying. Top Gunners will be bigging this up and lapping it up and glamorizing it. Arteta, wow, look what he's done. He's a miracle, Every transfer window gap gets bigger. I can't see that last bit that does my head in with that S in the corner. It stops the last part of the message. Well, this is what I'm saying, guys. We could have gone all out and got Isaac if we'd have maximised just one window. That is all you have to do as a football team every now and again. Complete one window, and it sets you up for 3 or 4 windows. Then you just might need 1 or 2 players a window, or if players are leaving, the contracts are running down, etc., you might have to go and sign about 5 or 6. But we've never done that. We've never even reached that level. It's just one of the many things what's happening with these Cronkies, and especially with Arteta since he's been manager. We have not maximised and completed one window, not got one window right as Arsenal Football Club where the balance is good, and we can say everywhere along that line, down the spine, etc., we're good to go. We've got everything. Okay, this window, we're going to sign 2 backup players for bench, or we need to replace a centre-back or a right-back. It's always, we need that player, we need that player, that player, that player, that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. That's not normal. That's not normal, guys. That is not normal to be in this job that long. 6 years in December, I think it is, Arteta, November, December, to still need this many players in one window. And I've said it, and I don't know if people heard it in chat. We aren't going into it too much. If we had maximised windows, and completed one and got the balance right, we literally could have got Isaac this window, or pushed for Newcastle and says, "There's 150, start it," and then literally push them to 170, and we probably could have got Isaac because we would have had money to do it. Because we'd have just looked and thought, we stacked. Example, we might need a backup for Timber. Just an example, if Ben White left, but we're all going out and we're going for Isaac this window. But no, here we are again, 5, 6, 7, and it's at least 6 players now. Akbari, I don't understand that. I'm sorry, I do not understand that at all. But big up to you. Good to see you in chat. Please like and subscribe if you already haven't. And please smash up the likes as well and subscribe, guys, if you already haven't. I'm trying to get to that 400. They assembled Latvia. I was thinking the same thing. Arsenal have a point. If it's that easy for him to go for free, Arsenal have made a good offer, really. The only problem is other teams come in to the equation. Yes, they do. Khaled, thank you very much for that, my bro. Much appreciated for translating that. Hi, Cabri. Good to see you in the chat. Please smash up the likes and subscribe. If you already haven't, everybody's welcome. Like I keep saying in this chat, make sure the words are kept good and there's nothing stepping over the line, etc. Just to everybody, that's. And sometimes I do apologise, guys, if I end up swearing. I try not to, but it's hard with Arsenal. Khaled, again, thank you for that, for translating it, my friend. Latvian Guna, the longer our targets on the market, the bigger chance other teams swoop it. Yeah, they will. They will, Latvian. And, and we know this, and everybody, knows this. The teams will be watching and pouncing. These teams right now, in the background, just hovering and watching and thinking, why haven't Arsenal got this deal over the line for Gyökeres? What are they waiting for? What are they trying to achieve? What are they doing? Because this team, and other fans and other teams see what other teams post. They've got the social media teams. They will look and see what Arsenal and all these profits we are posting, etc. And yet we can't even budge to 7 million more, probably 5 million even. We can't even go there. We can't even budge. But all these profits we are posting and the astronomical prices, what you have to pay at Emirates, and I haven't been for 10 years, but I'm hearing, I think AFC always said it's £50 for 3 hot dogs at Emirates. That is disgusting, people. That is literally disgusting. That is shameful. It really is. £50 for 3 hot dogs. So, all these other teams are going to be looking and think, why are Arsenal not getting this deal over the line? And they will be hovering, Latvian, they will. And, what if Liverpool just jump in? What if Liverpool just say, you know what? Because they're relaxing, guys. Liverpool are relaxing. They are relaxing. They're just, they're sorted, man. They're stacked. And of a very saddening kind of situation, they will have to replace him. God bless him. But, sorry, guys, it's your nose still. A fever season. Liverpool are stacked. So they could literally just, say, right, we'll have a striker now. Latvian, we were talking, with it's me, Everest. being a Liverpool fan at the minute, he's just chilled. You know, I mean, it's obviously what's happened, what's very heartbreaking, and obviously with the parade as well, with that idiot what just drove through people. But on football terms, the way they're playing and the squad they've got, it's just like keeping Van Dijk. That's a massive bonus. Keeping Salah, they're relaxed, man. You know what I mean? They're stacked. They've got power up top. They've got brilliant midfield. They've got brilliant defence. One of the best goalkeepers in the world. They've added to it. You know what I mean? So Liverpool can just be like, sit back a little bit, watch what's going on, and then think, make that phone call to Sporting. Tell Sporting, we'll give you 75 million for Gyökeres. Done. Absolutely done. And he will go. I honestly think Gyökeres will go to Liverpool if they turned up, because he'll think, well, Arsenal will just not bother getting over it. So it looks like Liverpool have come straight in. There's no low balling. There's no disrespecting Sporting. They've come straight in and bang. Offered 75 straight out. And they might even say, we'll give you 5 million in add-ons or 10. So do you know what I mean? It's like you said, we're playing with fire, man. We're playing with fire, but this don't matter. This is what Arsenal do. They're not worried because they think, because they're that smug at times, nah, we'll get him. Everybody wants to sign for us. Everyone will stay so they can sign for us. No, they don't. Liverpool are champions of England. They've won more Premier League titles than Arsenal. They are a huge club, massive club. So why wouldn't you go to Liverpool? Do you know what I mean? This is the thing. Arsenal can keep saying, oh, yeah, well, we're a big club, which we are. We're in London, etc. That does help. But I would pick a club where I know I'm going to win a trophy. Or come to a club where we've just won the league and already added in a window, showing intent that you've just won the Premier League and you're going again. You are literally going again. Not sitting back, not just putting your feet up and say, yeah, just want league, mate. Don't need to do not bothered. What do we need a signing for? Don't matter. We just want league. We don't need a signing. Obviously, the window, ironically, what they've just won the league with, they signed Caicedo. And look what happened. You know why? Because then it goes back to the manager. A brilliant manager who knows how to get a tune out of all his players, and his man management is fantastic. Where are we? December. They can't go back for Cesco if Gyökeres goes pear-shaped. It's like we are getting a setup to be let down. December. This has entered my thoughts, mate. Honestly, I am thinking that like you can just see it, and guess what? This stubborn, smug prick Arteta gets his own way again. I mean, here's an example. Here's an example, guys. What if? Again, I do think of some crazy scenarios, but it's only based on what this football club are capable of or what they've already done. Not completely made up. I am obviously thinking of them, but it's based on what Arsenal have already done or what they're capable of. What if Mikel Arteta has picked the phone up and called Tim Lewis? Don't know if this could happen, don't know how it could happen, etc. What if he's picked that phone up, called Tim Lewis and says, please stop this deal for Gyökeres, and says, do not, in his terms, do not tick the deal. Stop the deal happening. What if Arteta's done that, people, to Tim Lewis? Personally got in touch with him, call, message, email, whatever, and says, don't let this happen. Don't let this happen, Tim. Stop this deal because I really want Cesco. What if this is the case? This is the thing, people. I shouldn't be thinking things like that as an Arsenal fan, thinking that something could happen behind closed doors like that with my manager and our co-chair. But you know what? It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if he's made a phone call to Tim Lewis and says, don't budge. I want Cesco. Please get me Cesco. It wouldn't surprise me, people. It really wouldn't. Khaled, thoughts on Palace being demoted to the conference? I think that's disgusting, Khaled. I think that's disgusting. Palace's first trophy, ever. They're building a great team under Oliver Glasner, obviously Frankfurt manager. Even he's brought Kamada back into the fold, who was good at Frankfurt, and then he kind of lost it, going to Lazio, etc. He's got Mitchell, he's got Mark Gay, he's got Mateta, obviously Eze. We want Eze. He's got Watton, Muniz. It's a Johnston in there. It's a shame. It's a shame because Crystal Palace do produce some very good talent. And that's not fair. They won the FA Cup and beat, one of the best teams in the world to do that. They won that game. And it was brilliant. And now they get this taken away from them. It's not fair. It's not fair. Football core. Man United fan, I see. I think so. Hansi Flick. First stint at Barcelona Football Core. Turns up at Barcelona. Young squad. Loads of injuries. Typical injuries like Frankie de Jong as usual. Lewandowski picked injuries up. Playing Cabrassi at centre-back. Like 17-year-old. He gets a massive injury. Hansi Flick. Bang. Wins a treble in his first season and nearly wins the Champions League. This assembled. Why didn't Arsenal go for Watton? I know I said this assembled. I think Watton would have been brilliant. I really do. Football core. What about Pedri? One of the best young players in the world at minute. Football core. Please smash up the likes as well if you already haven't, and please subscribe to the channel. It does help. I'm trying to hit 400 subscribers. Football core. Pedri, brilliant. Lamine Yamal, absolutely on a different planet. Unbelievable. Is football core, is Pedri better than Bellingham? Yes. If you base it on the season what's just gone, yes. Yes, he is. Pedri is one of the best footballers in midfielders in the world right now. One of the best footballers. Yes, he is. Pedri is better than Bellingham right now. Last season, Pedri was absolutely levels above nearly everybody. He was absolutely brilliant. He was absolutely class, football core. So, yeah, on that one, my friend, yeah, based on last season, absolutely. Pedri was absolutely brilliant. Class. And Hansi Flick's made him even better. Because under Javi, he were in and out. Football, where are we? Khaled at football core, yes. Khaled, Pedri's magic. He freaking is magic. Football core, what about Pedri and Vitinha? That's a tricky one. That's a good conversation to have. But I don't know. Like what Khaled says, they've had an amazing season, both of them. Vitinha is like more of a. He can do it. He kind of like does a lot. He kind of a good defensive player. He's got a bit of flair about him. He's a bit of an engine. Where Pedri's like a buzzer. He's kind of everywhere, a bit like Jack Wilshere was, but better than what Jack Wilshere was. So yeah, but both was brilliant. Football core, they both got a great season. Yeah, they did. Both brilliant season. Football core, so I don't know who better. You probably, like Khaled said, they probably same last season. They both had an amazing season, definitely. Football core, who do you support? This is what I like to know when people jump in my chat. Tell us who you support. I like to know these things. I like to know. Keep the chat moving. Look, you've got a Man United. Is it? I can't see. Is that Maguire? I can't see. Or is it Anthony? I can't see. So, football core, is it Man United who you support? I can't quite see what the player is on your picture. So, everybody, it is now Saturday night, literally 1 minute away from Sunday. and I make that, is it July the 13th? Football Court, I support Anthony. Oh, well, he's done well at Real Betis, I will say that. And I think he wants to stay at Real Betis. I don't think he's quite ready for the Premier League, to be honest. I just don't think he fits it. But he's done well at Real Betis, definitely. So, yeah. And I don't know if Man United will be able to sell him. That's the thing. So, yeah, well, touching the 30th of July, people. Here we are, 2025. And it is now 30th of July. And we still do not have a striker at Arsenal Football Club. Not one striker. Pre-season started. You know, you're in and around. Asia tour's coming around soon. And yet, no striker at this club. Not one. Because all we've done is sign another Chelsea player / goalkeeper. A midfielder which we already knew about. Norgard, which come out of nowhere, which is half decent. And a player what just could not even get in the Chelsea team. They did not want him. They couldn't give a shit about him going. And yet, that's our window. Shocking. Absolute shit. Rubbish. 3 out of 10 at the very, very most. Not good enough, people. Not good enough. Not acceptable. You know, we're being lied to all the time by the owners, by the hierarchy, by Arteta. We're just getting lied to as fans. Everything they keep saying is not happening. Football Court, and I'm going to wrap this up, people, about maybe 5 minutes. The Football Court, he has same Ballon d'Or or as Neymar. The Football Court, he has same Football Court, same Suarez as Messi. Yeah. So I am going to wrap this up. People are saying about maybe 5 minutes, I think I'll go. Assembled, remember Mr. Lewis backed Blunderman to get rid of Aubameyang, saying who does he... Oh, wow. Assembled, Tim Lewis did that, yeah? He backed Arteta to get rid of Aubameyang. I didn't know that. Well, right now, like I said, Tim Lewis might be the biggest prick at Arsenal because he could be the one who is saying no. No. I am not budging and we will not go higher what Sporting Lisbon want. It could be Tim Lewis right now. He could be the biggest twat at this football club. Obviously, along with Garlic and Arteta. But as I said, start of the stream, guys. And also, thank you very much for everybody who's tuned in. It's been great to see, you know, some people new in the chat, some idiots as usual, you know, what's literally been talking crap, you know, with pathetic words. Football Court, Gyökeres go to Arsenal? Well, Football Court, we don't know. We're close to signing him, but in typical Arsenal fashion, we're stopping on around about an extra 5 to 7 million because that's what Arsenal Football Club do. They'll always stop. So we don't know. And like Khaled and you know, we've been saying, assembled, other teams might just pounce. Just might pounce. I want to see that. Assembled, remember Mr. Lewis backed Blunderman to get rid of Aubameyang, saying, who does he think he is? What a twat. Tim Lewis, even his face annoys me, just looking at him. And his hairline, you know, even I ain't got much hair, but God. Everybody, thank you very much for joining me. Please smash up the likes and subscribe if you already haven't. You know, I want these chats to be better. I want more fans from other clubs to join. Speak, you know, you speak your opinions. Keep it clean, you know. Don't say any stupid things because it's just not welcome. And yeah, I'm going to be doing more, guys, and I am going to get a laptop. It's bugging me now, just looking at this narrow kind of thing on my phone. It's annoying. Football Court, Arsenal will be scary if got Gyökeres with Rice and Saka. Still not enough, Football Court. Gyökeres is not enough, and with this manager, we definitely won't win a league with who we sign. And Arsenal, if they sign Gyökeres, we still need Eze. we need someone to take Martin Odegaard out of his team or back Martin Odegaard up. And we still need a proper goal-scoring left winger. Either Rodrigo, which, by the way, could end up at Liverpool right now, or Rafael Leao, or a Lookman. That's probably my 3 choices for the left wing. Sembord, it's on Netflix show. I think it was him. Really? It's on the Netflix. Sembord, do you mean All or Nothing, the Arsenal documentary on Amazon? Is that what you mean? Because I've watched that, and I can't, and I obviously I've seen it when it first came out, but I can't remember that clip, that part. I can't remember that. So I mean, I'll have to maybe just have a look at that again. But I think you do mean the Amazon Prime one, don't you? The All or Nothing. All or Nothing. I think that's what you mean. So everybody, thank you very much for joining me. Like I said, people, everybody's welcome this chat. I want more fans, from other clubs speaking their opinion on their clubs or what we're talking about with Arsenal. It's just a football community / Arsenal. And it's great to have you guys. It is. It's great to communicate. Absolutely is. Sam or Garlic. Yeah, it could be Richard Garlic, who said that, Sam, but I'm not sure. Football Core, nice to see you. Some good, good to see that you've got some passion, like you like Anthony, etc. And some asking questions about Pedro, etc. It's nice to see. So good to see you, Football Core. Right, yeah, and or Garlic. It could be Richard Garlic, I said, but I'm not sure. It could be. Everybody, take care. Thank you very much for joining. And, yep. I would say keep checking that news, but I just don't have confidence in this team. And right now I'm embarrassed as an Arsenal fan because of what I'm seeing. We can't even budge further to get a strike over the line, and we haven't had one for 3 seasons.